Peace. This is Griff, and I'm black, and that was Dr. Ava Muhammad. Very, 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 very interesting. And some of the few things that she talked about, which kind of stood out to me, was the fact that she says we can go without food, which a lot of us, do get together, and as individuals, we do fast every week, and some of us fast for a week. Some of us do master cleanses and this kind of thing, and some of us even fast for 30 days. I remember Dick Gregory and Dr. Layla Africa and a few other people, fast for months. But we can go without food. In some cases, we can go without water. Not for a long period of time, because you gotta have water. But she says we cannot go without air. She says, man, if you deprive someone of that oxygen and that air, they will rearrange the damn furniture in the room, for real. And I know people like that, for real. But very interesting that we should say that, simply because if we deal with those three concepts, the food, the water, and the air, on a metaphysical level, we understand what they mean in reference to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, I think we would have a more and a deeper appreciation for developing and putting together a library in your home, simply because there's just certain things we cannot do without. We cannot do without consciousness. We cannot live in this world, as Dr. Amos Wilson said a few minutes ago. We have to have consciousness. It's the fact that we're conscious that makes the world. If it was not for our consciousness, there would not be a world, as Amos Wilson says. And Dr. Ava Muhammad ended it off by saying we misuse the white man's technology. And because of that, we've become master liars simply because we don't want to face one another. We'd rather talk through 140 characters on Twitter. Or we do a so-called revolutionary thing by putting up a post on Facebook. And to some of y'all, most of y'all, a lot of y'all, when Facebook shut down, I expect some lives to end. I'm going to say that again in English. When Facebook shut its doors and turns the button off, a lot of people would lose their lives, because that is all that you are about. You get your jollies off by getting likes on Facebook, by somebody recognizing you and telling you how cute you are, and what your shape look like, and how deep you are, and all this other kind of stuff. We need to start operating outside of the YouTubes and the Facebooks. Establish and create your own. I'm talking about from your own service, all right, to your own websites, all right. And this is a very real dynamic, because it almost seems like we're falling into this trap of having to communicate with one another through the medium that they set up. And you notice it's filtered. You know they're listening to every damn word I say every Tuesday. And I'm not the only one they listen to. I'm not wearing that like a badge of honor. I'm just saying to you, they're recording these blog talk shows and these other shows that we're having. They're keeping their finger on the pulse. Let me tell y'all something. What makes y'all think that the COINTELPRO shut down? Stop. They just revamped some things. That's all. And they just revamped and opened up a digital COINTEL department. All right, like Kalaji said, Facebook is now the do-it-yourself FBI file that you're creating for yourself, and you're giving them all the information. But we're talking about the psychotechnology of brainwashing. I want to dive into these self-destructive behaviors, but it was beautiful the way Dr. Ava Muhammad laid that out. Really, really, really critical. So when we talk about some of the self-destructive behaviors, I'm pulling this information from this book. Please write this down. All right, it's the Psychotechnology of Brainwashing, the name of this show. Chief Kwabena Fahim Ashanti, PhD. All right, this book is very difficult to find. I went up online today because I said I didn't want to announce it if I didn't think it was possible for you to get. So it's there. It's going to cost you $1, but nonetheless, you can get the book. It's a rare book, and it's one of those books that if you do get it, do not lend it out. All right, the Psychotechnology of Brainwashing. I'm going to go through some of the things in the book right now. Go to the chat room if you think, or if you're in favor of me giving you the Ashanti brainwashing test on the air tonight. If I get enough people that's interested in it, then we'll give you the test to see where you are in your consciousness, to see where you truly are, and then we'll just kind of go through that so you can do a checkup from the neck up. All right, but in the chapter on page 76 where it talks about the zombie, the self-destructive behaviors, I'm going to run these down really quick. Self-destructive behaviors. Alcohol and drug abuse. These individuals find escape and fantasy in the excessive drinking and uses of illegal drugs. They always lose in the end. All right, number 2, crime. The individual commits crimes of theft in their own communities most of the time because they're too afraid to steal from white people, because they'll feel that in the black community they can steal from one another, and even if they did get caught, it'll be a skirmish or two, and you know, that'll be that. Because we have this thing in the hood about not snitching on one another, which is sad, because you know, criminals, people that break in people's houses, you ain't breaking people's houses in the hood. If you really want something, then you probably want to go to a more affluent neighborhood and take something because they got it for you to take. I'm not telling you to go there and do that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. The person living next door to you probably has just as much as you. Nothing. All right? Number 3, close to other points of view. All right? These individuals have set ways of thinking and beliefs even when they are counterproductive. Somebody could be in the circle wrong as hell. Wronger than 2 left goddamn shoes, but will hold and stick because they're stubborn, stick to their point even though they're wrong. Let it go, bro. 4, distrust of African leadership. These individuals resent being supervised by African people on the job. They do not believe that African professionals are as competent as whites. And white people are the worst at that. They do not like taking instructions and orders from black people in leadership over them. Whether it's the job, the goddamn swim club, the backgammon game, or whatever the hell. Whatever it is. What's that game that they play at the church? Oh, it'll come to me in a minute. 5, feel good now syndrome. These individuals can hardly wait to cash their paychecks before they spend it all. They are purely consumers of clothes, shoes, jewelry, and entertainment. Check is, especially now with direct deposit, check is spent already. All right, and this is critical, and this is secular, and it's habit forming. Your check is already spent, and you're borrowing money on the next check that you didn't even work for to receive yet. All right, these are self-destructive behaviors. The zombie syndrome, in the book, the Psychotechnology of Brainwashing. All right, 6, homicides. These individuals have little respect for human life. When they are angry or attempt to take something from another, they believe that killing makes them powerful. This is mostly black on black murder. All right, this is mostly black on black murder. And right now, I think I'm at the point where I'm really sick and tired of people saying that we don't deal with this. I see a meme every single time I go on Facebook about how we're up in arms when white people kill us, but we're never up in arms when we kill one another. That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true, brothers and sisters. There are organizations, there are organized black police officers around the country that have set up programs and do take a stand to try to quell the violence in the hood. All right? So unless you are out there involved in this, do me a favor, shut the hell up. Plain and simple. Number 7, interpersonal relationships are poor. These individuals are egotistical and selfish. They have problems establishing long-term friendships and romantic partnerships. Ooh, I know some people like that. These psychopaths and these sociopaths that are out there, and all they do is prey on people to see what they can get and to see how far they can get, because their interpersonal relationships are poor as hell. Rather than them pressing the pause button to work on themselves and then reintroduce themselves to themselves and then back to the conscious community or to any group or any community, they rather prey on other people to see how far they can get. All right. Many females are influenced by television, soap operas, and novels, which are false images of interpersonal behaviors for African people.